Guys, it's Tina. I'm back again with the last two of the kits that are going into my Etsy shop. So I'll start with this one here. Again, they're all exactly the same sort of concept in that they're these beautiful envelopes that have been decorated up. So this particular one has been decorated in some of my collage papers. You've got some vintage lace here. This red lace isn't vintage. You've got some doily, coffee dyed doily. You've got a bow here attached with a bulb pin. You've got some bling there. And then on the other page, or the other side, sorry, you've got some lace trim here and here. Again, one of my little vintage photographs, which is acting as a pocket there. And inside there is another one of the photographs. Got the word there, Chasing Rainbows, and then tucked into the pockets, you've just got three more, you know, journaling card type items. So they all just go back in there like that. And then you've got a fabric ruffle here, which has been coffee dyed. It's just some delicate sort of fabric, which has been coffee dyed. And then you've got your printed paper bag. And inside there, you have got another one of the Tim Holtz rosettes there, and it's been finished off with a sort of chipboard tile which has been covered in this Hessian paper, and it's got the word love on there. Then you've got a stamped ticket, and you've got some other stamped items. You've got there a little bird and some binoculars, and then you've got here a little fabric piece with a flower, and then another one of those gorgeous polka dot bows there. And then you've also got a little vintage postage stamp on some chipboard, which has again been glossy accented. So that's your small items there. Just pop those back in before I lose them. And then going inside the packet, so I love this envelope. I really, really love these colours. So going inside there, it's all been distress inked and what have you, so it all looks really grungy and sort of old and really nice. You've got here, which, I mean, I would class this as a tag, really. Again, it's just some of that lovely collage paper, and then you've got one of my frames, you've got one of my words there, and some coffee dyed doily, a little butterfly there with some diamante and some lace trim across the top. So it's been backed onto some file folder. So, you know, it's nice and rigid as a tag. Then here you've got one of my little pockets. So you've got here a large sort of long pocket here, which I didn't actually have anything narrow enough to kind of tuck in there, but you could always tuck something, you know, narrow down there. And then you've got one of my blue labels there with the word happiness, and then you've got some obviously red lace trim there and some bling. So love how that looks. And tucked in the side of there, I just tucked in a couple of photographs from my printables, so they just tuck into the side there. Then here you've got one of those simple pockets that we've made obviously during the mass makes and things. This one, I think I actually maybe left this as full height A4, which I think is really quite fun because it runs the entire height of the page. So that's got an image here layered up with some coffee dyed doily, the word wonderful, one of my blue labels, and again some lace trim with some bling down the bottom. And again, I just tucked in a couple of photographs there from my photo printables. And then here, this is another one of those little book page pockets. Again, I layered up a whole bunch of stuff on here, so it looks really, really sort of eclectic and really nice. And then you've got some lace running across the bottom with some faux diamante there. So obviously you could tuck something in there. I would glue it down on probably 3 sides and have it as a top loading pocket, and obviously there. And then here you've got, again, which you could use either as a belly band or a pocket, really. So I love how this looks. It just looks so pretty. This girl is just so beautiful, isn't she? So I've just layered her up with some more kind of pretty paper at the back, and then some coffee dyed doily there, and then you've got some lace trim at the top and the bottom and some bling there, and that's just on some vintage book page. So again, you could obviously glue it top and bottom as a belly band like that, or you could obviously glue it round on 3 sides and have it more like a pocket. So that's that piece. And then here you've got, you've got one of those fold out flippy pieces. We actually made this one in the Mass Makes. It was the one with the kind of 3 little cakes on there. So I've just covered obviously the cakes up with some of my vintage invoice printables, and then some coffee dyed doily and one of my labels down there. And then you've got this fold out flip piece here with just some coffee dyed paper, and I just layered up some of the collage page with a little sentiment there. We don't see things how they are, we see things how we are. And then you've got some lace trim on the edge and some bling on the very end there. So again, I would just glue this down on 3 sides and have it just as a top loading pocket on a page. So I love how that looks. And then finally, you've just got one of those banner paper clips. Again, I mean, we made this during the mass making, and then I've just decorated it up with some of the collage page and one of my blue labels, a little butterfly, and then some lace trim at the top and some bling. So again, you know, that's all of your larger paper type items, and they all just go obviously back into the envelope pouch. And as I say, the envelopes themselves, I mean, they can be deconstructed, you can tear bits off, you could cut bits off and use them in your projects as well. But I mean, yeah, hopefully they're just something really pretty and lovely to receive, and you know, something really nice to come through the post. So that's those. Okay, last one. So this is the set number 6. So this one I have used my Blue Baroque kit, which again, I haven't done a launch of that yet or anything because it's only been in my shop a very short time. Exactly the same concept. You've got your large envelope which has been decorated up. I have just attached a long sort of blue ruffle there. So again, you could obviously distress ink this up really a bit and make it look a bit more vintage. Then you've got your printed paper bag, and then inside your paper bag you've got some stamped images. So again, this gorgeous stamped image on a sort of pearly paper. And then you've got a stamped image of a clock there, and this gorgeous stamped image of a perfume label here. So that's your stamped ones. You've got here a flower onto some velvet and some lace. It's all been distress inked up, really pretty. Then you've got a vintage postage stamp, again, which I've just backed onto some chipboard and obviously glossy accented that. Then you've got one of my little bows there, which you could just use, you know, around on your projects. And then you've got one of those Tim Holtz rosettes there with, again, a chipboard in the middle. So, you know, I mean, again, like that, you could just pop that on a page with that to the corner. It looks really pretty. Okay, so that's your smaller items. I would just pop them back in the packet. Okay, so the larger of the items, so your big packet here, I've layered up some of the Blue Baroque pieces, and I've also used some of my bridal lace because I just thought it looked absolutely beautiful against the images. You've got here this gorgeous piece of Louis kind of 16th furniture, and then you've got some lace trim here, some more lace here, and some vintage doily, some lace at the top with some pearly trim. And then going over the page, again, I've just layered up another piece from the Blue Baroque Fussy Cuts. You've got some coffee dyed doily, and then some more of that bridal lace down the bottom there. You've got some lace trim across here with some bling, some lace here, and some more of that bridal lace there. And then I just attached with a bulb pin a little bow there. So inside this pocket, you've just got a couple of my architecture photographs, vintage photographs there. They just tuck in there. And then going inside the pouch, I have got... Right, so the first item here is just literally a piece of vintage book page, which I have then backed on, or not backed on, sorry, put some coffee dyed paper on with some lace trim in the top corner and some bling, and then a piece of label. So I thought that was rather nice. You could use it either kind of this way up or this way up on a page. And I would probably just use that as a little tuck spot, gluing it on two sides and kind of have it as a little tuck on the page there. So that's that one. Then here you've got a coffee dyed envelope, which it's quite a small envelope. It's got some layered up pieces from the Blue Baroque kit, and you've got some lace trim and some faux pearl trim there, and then the word Moments. Gorgeous images. And then again, so I mean, you could glue this down by the flap so as it opened on a page, or you could obviously paper clip it in and then move it around. Sorry, I've got like threads hanging all over me. And then inside there you've got just one of my little photograph printables that goes in like that. And then here you've got another one of those little book page envelopes. I love how this one looks. I've just collaged up some pieces from the Blue Baroque background pages, and then the word Treasures there onto some lace. You've got more lace here and some bling, and then just a piece from the Blue Baroque kit here and a butterfly. I just love how that envelope looks. It's so pretty. And then tucked into there, I just tucked a couple of pieces from the Blue Baroque fussy cuts, just some journaling cards there, you know, for extra journaling space. They just go in to the envelope. And then here you've got another one of those little, you know, easy peasy, what do you call them, pockets? Mine went blank then. Which this one's been stitched around on the sewing machine. And then you've got one of the labels from the Blue Baroque kit with the word Unique. You've got some lace trim there and some lace at the top and some bling. I mean, I just really love these images, I must say. And then here you've just got an architecture photograph tucked in there. And then here you've got an envelope pocket. So this is just a regular DL size envelope, we call them over here. And I've folded down at the top to reinforce that so it's kind of stronger and obviously shorter. I've layered up some pieces from the Blue Baroque kit and the fussy cuts, and you know, some bits and pieces there. Little butterfly and some bling and some coffee dyed doily, and then some lace and some bling at the top. So really pretty. And again, obviously you've got your pocket at the top, and I would just glue that on probably three sides, so you'd have it as a side pocket and then a pocket at the top as well. Okay, next item is another one of my little double book page pockets, but this time on a sort of smaller scale. So this one I have just layered up again some of the background pages from the Blue Baroque with some of the fussy cut pieces as well. And then you've got some lace trim here, a little butterfly, some lace trim across the top with some pearly trim, and then here I've just got a couple of journaling cards and a little photograph journaling card in there, so they all just tuck in. And again, I would just glue that probably on three sides and have it as a little side loading pocket. Okay, last item. So this is one of those little fold out booklets. So again, I have done a tutorial on these, and I think we also did some in the mass making. So I love how this one looks. I've obviously made it out of some of the background pages from the Blue Baroque. And then you've got a pocket here in the back where I just popped in a little journaling card from the kit. So that just goes in there. And then you've got lace reinforcing down the spine. You've got a little butterfly there with some bling and a bow. A piece from the kit that I just tore around and popped on there. And then you've got another journaling card, obviously from the kit, popping in there. And then when you open it up, I just popped in some coffee dyed paper there as journaling space, and you've got a label from the fussy cuts as well. So that's all of the pieces obviously in that kit there. So I'm quite exhausted now from obviously all the talking. 6 kits was quite something to actually get through, I have to say. So I hope that you like them all, and as I say, they're going to all be listed in my shop to coincide with the videos going up. And yeah, hopefully there's something kind of for everybody, and yeah, hope that you all like them. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you all again soon. Thanks then, bye.